Hey guys, how is my church family? I miss you guys. I just wanted to take a moment today to connect with you and give you some of the things that God is talking to me about. It seems that I'm reaching out to a lot of people, just checking on friends and family, and I was reaching out to a close friend of mine. She's a school teacher, just asking how they were doing in the wake of Corona and all the impacts that it's had. She said they were doing good, but then she said something that really struck me. She said, we're just trying to find a new normal. And isn't that just a perfect description of the season that we're in? In the last couple of weeks, I've discovered during the wake of just all the repercussions and all the cancellations and everything that's happened in light of Corona, that I am quite attached to my normal. I love my normal life. I love knowing what's coming. My day-to-day routines. My normal is quite comfortable and wonderful and busy. And when this virus began to impose on my normal, I became a little overwhelmed. Actually, maybe that's inaccurate. I became a lot overwhelmed. I began to sense that maybe I didn't just love my normal, but I idolize my normal. About day 3 of attempting to control my day-to-day routine, attempting to adjust to not having my day-to-day normal, God began to speak to me. And he subtly said, slow down. I was frantic trying to control, how am I going to adjust? How am I going to adjust? How am I going to reach the people I usually reach? What am I going to do because I can't do this? What am I going to do because I can't do that? And I lost my peace. And on day 3, God's like, slow down. And then he softly said, are you concerned with what I'm saying? Are you even concerned with what I'm doing through this? And that stopped me in my tracks. See, I can be really content with go, go, go. I can be really content with get it done, checklist, self-achievement. But when you take all of the things that give me self-achievement, when you take all the things that I usually put on my checklist, and you strip me all of that, what does it leave me? And what I've discovered in this season is that my identity is far too wrapped up in the things that I do instead of who I belong to. Because when it all gets taken away and when there's nothing left, I truly want to stand solid in knowing that me and him are tight. That my identity isn't defined by what I do, who I relate with, how much I get done, but it is that I was adopted by the King of Kings and that I'm his daughter. And what God's just telling me through this is that I've been distracted in my life. I'm getting so much done, yet is my heart really in any of it? God's saying slow down with your kids. I found myself frustrated on day 3, like how am I gonna quarantine with these kids? That's pretty crazy that I can't be restful with my children. I know that's the world we live in, but it doesn't make it right. God's just having me sit down with them and do the crisscross applesauce with my kids, like, who are you, you beautiful person? Who did God make you to be? And just soaking in who my children are. Paying attention to my husband in new ways, like anticipating his needs and loving him in a new way. God's just having me slow down. And in this time where it's scary and it's uncertain and it's different and it's foreign, can you rest in him? I just want you to be encouraged. Find rest in him. Be still with him. And I wanted to read you this to close. 1 Corinthians 2, verse 8. But the rulers of this world have not understood it. If they had, they would not have crucified our glorious Lord. That is what the scriptures mean when they say, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no mind has imagined what God has prepared for those who love him. But it was to us that God revealed these things by the Spirit, for his Spirit searches out everything and shows us God's deep secrets. No one can know a person's thoughts except their person's own spirit, and no one can know God's thoughts except God's own spirit. And we have received God's Spirit, not the world's spirit. We can know the wonderful things God has freely given us. So be encouraged that it's unimaginable what God has for those that love him. Try to hold on to that. Not what you're not doing, not what you can't be doing, not what you should be doing, but who he is. I love you guys. I encourage you to stay in your word, pray, and reach out to your church family. There's so many others that are praying through this season. Reach out to one another. We love you. We'll be in touch soon.